I like to say this to people. Children have this unique ability to say, I can see the world from here, from the corners of these four walls, right? Now, the question here is, since it's emergent, we're good then, right? We can stop this talk now, we can all go home, and we're done. Now, I actually came across this statistic recently that was quite shocking to me. This was actually published by the OECD in 2021, and you notice here that 15-year-olds, when they surveyed 15-year-olds and 10-year-olds, 10-year-olds actually report significantly higher social and emotional skills than 15-year-olds. This actually means, if it's not clear already, the longer they're in school, the less confident they are in their social and emotional skills. Maybe not because they're showing less, but they report less, right? And you see the data. I think many of you educators here would know this already anecdotally, parents as well in the room. You might say that sparkle in the eye starts to disappear in our children as they grow up. Okay, so this is why we started HoloTracker. Actually, before that. This is why we started HoloTracker. So we want to move this system from a place where we have low transparency, little data about how our children are doing in social emotional skills. Low educator competency, not that these educators are bad, it's just that it's never been part of the education cadence to actually talk about social emotional skills. And to one that actually looks at highly responsive systems, multiple pathways of success, not just one linear pathway, high personalization and looking at individual or group dynamics, and high competency in supporting SEL for our children. Right, so that's why we started HoloTracker. So you've been using the tool already in the last day or so, and I've shown you one side of the tool so far. Right, so we are able to kind of just within 2 or 3 taps make some observations about each other or about ourselves. Now, so this is my first lesson. Assessments need not always be judgmental. Assessments should celebrate plurality, community, and expression. When we can find a way to evidence learning in a form that allows us to visualize learning, we can actually achieve this as well. Now, jumping into my second story. Inclusive assessments respect each individual's unique pathways and abilities. And at present, I think our current paradigm of assessments can be quite exclusive. Let me show you what I mean. So one of the schools that we work with is the Cerebral Palsy Alliance in Singapore. And for those who are not familiar with cerebral palsy, it's basically a condition that leads to multiple disorders across the body. It could be physical, could be mental. But basically, this is a school for students with special education needs. And for a long time, you actually had the school, so this is our Singaporean framework that everyone organizes around 21st century competencies or social emotional learning. Never mind the details. But for a long time, the school was actually looking at these core values and saying, how do I evidence this in my students? Right? A very popular thing that my teachers would say before they started on HoloTracker was, how are you supposed to show confidence if they can't even walk by themselves? So when we have a paradigm of assessment that says this is the benchmark, we're always asking ourselves, how far are we from that benchmark? Now, look at what the school achieved when they actually used HoloTracker. Because now we're saying, if a child tries to pick up a spoon to eat by themselves, is that not a show of confidence, of resilience? And this is actually a quote from one of my teachers. I'm going to quickly scroll through and let you see some of the trackers that they made. So this is for confidence. In the past, he would not speak. However, as time goes by, he has started to be more verbal, speaks out about his needs and wants, not afraid to try, even though at times it might be wrong. How about integrity? Integrity was always something that really stuck as something difficult to measure for the school. And they found stuff like when a question is being asked and he didn't know the answer, he will own up and tell the teacher that he's unsure so he can learn. Or during reading, she takes an item that she will always return back, even if the teachers forgot to collect the item. She will remind the teachers. So it's a really brilliant exercise to see that students are now being noticed for who they are presently, now, and they feel seen from their teacher, right? This is respect. It's a bit long, I'll just read the last one. Always greets her teachers and friends every time she sees them and brings smiles to our learning community. And this is really, really putting that teacher's emotion into the picture as well.